All right, trading recap for the 10th of something. Traded Fubo, had earnings. I wrote in pre-market it was apparently a rising devil. Yeah, I thought this thing was a short, even though it was clearly a short. And so I have a screenshot after this trade. This was a 1 minute 3-bar play. I tried to get in multiple times right here at this dollar amount, 28.95, 28.94, and DOS kept rejecting me. So then I had to set a wider than normal stop loss by a couple pennies from like down here to up here. And yeah, finally got in when it broke. It filled me, and as you can see, there was nothing less than a 2R and just 2R and a 3R is what I meant, but I'm obviously shy of 3, but let's just call there's nothing shy of 2R take profit, and yet, so I should have minimum have made 2R because I was all out on this trade, and I made half an R, so somehow DOS didn't fill me shares, which for me is extremely frustrating because I was right on my trade idea and just wrong on everything else. Just, yeah, like, whatever. This, I should have held anyway. This is my profit target down here. I wasn't looking for this 25 level, even though it might get there still, because it rejected this 27 and looks like it wants to fade here in this last hour, but who knows. I should have held for another, like that would have been, if my 5R is here, like that's almost double. But anyway, I hardly got filled, and that just set me off this morning because it should have been a 2.5 hour trade, and it wasn't even, it was half an hour. So stem, yeah, stem is ugly. Whatever the heck this thing is, heinous little thing. Double bottomed here. Whatever, I thought it had earnings. It gapped up above this resistance. It opened above this 25.50 right here. I thought it was good. I kind of took it on a really ugly-ish, and I knew it, and that's why I got out, and I took a paper cut on it. 5 minute 3-bar play, which it's not, but that's what I convinced myself that it was right here. Kind of this candle indecision, and I took a long above this consolidation here. It already had done its ATR right here, so I took a long right here, and it peekabooed a penny across here, and then I got in, and it peekabooed and slammed, and I just got out, and I said, this is stupid, like, don't take this. It was still way under this, the high of the day, and I'm like, this is no 3-bar play, like, this part is just FOMO. So I was looking for this, but it was a gap down, and I said it might try for R4. I thought it was going to open over here and try and push through this, but I also said it was on a massive volume node here, and that it was a risky daily trend line. Oh yeah, this, if I were to take it long. Stem Becky. Okay, Becky I handled whatever. I don't know, I could have handled it in hindsight maybe better, but whatever, it is what it is. I don't know what this thing was. Yeah, it must have been 15. At that point, I think I was pretty sure I would be done for the day. I'm glad I wasn't. So I took this, yeah, on a 15-minute 3-bar play. Thrust candle. Yeah, above pre-market highs. It kept holding pre-market highs. I thought it was a long right here. I just kind of put that out there for absolutely no reason. go, like just as a scalp in my head. What did I have? No news, second day continuation from yesterday. Yeah, so I thought this thing could have a decent day, but it keeps getting slammed and adding topping tails, so this thing's a piece of crap. I mean, I know it's a piece of crap, but just with these bottoming tails and the first run up, and I thought, you know, it could really get some steam here, but apparently not. So I got in long, and then I stopped myself out because it made a new high above this level. And then I got in long again, and then for some weird reason I added, right away took a quick one when it popped. Then I had to sit and wait and sit and wait and sit and wait, and it ground, and it was touch and go right here. And then I didn't, like, they kept pushing new highs, and as soon as, like, you could see on the tape, like, it would spike and they would try to let it up and it would just get slammed down. And then I took a partial up here. I was looking for this 32.813 level. I took a partial right here, and it kept bumping. Then for minutes and minutes, it kept bumping right on 23. It would go to 23, it would get held up. So it had long broken the trend line, and it kept curling on these moving averages, on the 1 minute moving averages. And on this trade, like, this is 3R right here. Yeah, this is 3R. It finally hit. It was always 22.99. It hit 23 finally, and then immediately just like boom. So the logic would be, why didn't you just get out as soon as you've seen it? Because I've seen it where it does that. It does a flash crash to get underneath these, where everyone would have their stops, and then it immediately recovers and then breaks out. And I really thought this thing could have momentum, but in hindsight, I'm a clown. So I should have taken this. So I got out a lot of it at 2R, and it was on volume, and I'm like, you know, I'll get out most of my position now at 2R just to get out of it. And then it reclaimed on low vol, and I thought that would happen. I thought it would be a reclaim on low vol, but I thought, well, maybe this is the stair steps back up to 23. That's probably the hopium talking. And then it started to crash on low vol. Like, literally should have had triple, quadruple vol, and it didn't, but I just set my stop loss underneath that wick, and I said if it does, then it's probably going back to VWAP, which, of course, it did. Went back to VWAP. So, you know, I got 1.5R, I got 2, I got something, 2 3/4. I should have taken the entire position off here when it slammed 23, but again, the hopium is talking, and I wanted this big runner I could be proud of, so it is what it is. Stem Becky Fubo plug. I did not trade. Plug had earnings, and just right away hit and ran. I gave it a pretty decent shot at doing this as well. There was no thing for it. I wanted to take it from the bounce off this liquidity level up to the balance of 40, and no, I know I wouldn't have held, maybe if I would have token shares, but I usually like to get out here. Yeah, I would have held some for R4. Now that I see it's R4, I would have seen if it could have done an R4 breakout, but I had nothing I could take it with. There was no 1 minute 3-bar play, no nothing, so whatever. DoorDash, I think earnings, yeah, DoorDash gapped up and slammed right off the hop. High IO, I even wrote this pre-market, high probability of a slam. It was at a massive node, so it rejected it. AFRM, firm. I wanted to actually take a long off this 147 bounce, even though it was a gap down, so it opened at this 147, and I thought it was going to bounce long and reclaim, but I lost it, and it was just choppy action. Once I saw this, I'm like, I can't do anything with this. Here I should have seen the peekaboo in, and the loss of VWAP and got short, but I'm not going to get short here when I can come back up and then drop. Posh earnings down 33%. Tried to reclaim done. I wrote that it has bad range, it did its thing, there was no 5-minute nothing 3-bar play, there was nothing I could have really done. It's a 5-minute 3-bar play right here, but that's already at 80%, 90% of ATR. Purple, I don't even know what purple is, it's not a mattress. It kind of broke this consolidation level here yesterday on a big ball, must have had earnings today, yeah, it did. This was a 3-bar play on something. Yeah, here kind of went on 15-minute, 30, but it was had already done its ATR, and just ugly, ugly, ugly. Nobody cares about stock. ABCL down 4%. So yeah, I thought it could go back up to this 1470 level from yesterday, and this, which it right away did, like right off the hop. There was, I guess, no, there wasn't. There was not. Anyways, ugly volume anomaly here. I was staring at it for that, but I just said it would be slamming into pre-market high. Don't take it. Tilray. Tilray, I was watching for later in the day to break out of this 1280. I would not have taken it right away off the hit, but Tilray is a piece of crap, and there's no trend line. I'm just making up trend lines. I don't know, it's so based out. I just feel it needs a relief pump somewhere sometime if they let it go finally. That's all I got. 3R, this should have been easily a 5R day, and if I would have handled Becky better, 6R. At one point I had 5R on that stock alone. No, that can't be true. I have 4R on it, because I was way oversized on it, because I added it twice. I know I saw 4R on this trade, but so I could have been at 6 or 7